Hello everyone and welcome back to Boulder Cove. This is episode 7 and we are starting today's episode with or how we start every single episode by showing off what we've done between episodes. So didn't really do that much as I usually do between these videos, but I decided I needed to build some interchanges, highway interchanges, whatever you call them, and they weren't interesting enough to be a part of a video, so that's why I did that off camera. And I would like to say that I built them myself, but that would be a lie. I downloaded these from the workshop, and I did a little bit with them, just to make sure they fit the area by using Movie to just drag them a bit and make them a bit smaller, for example, so they fit the area better. But other than that, it's from the workshop and it's already in my mods and assets list, if you're wondering about that. So that was what I did between episodes. Now what I'm going to do for the rest of this half an hour, we're building a huge college or university. To be honest, I really don't know the difference between them, but there might be a college, I don't know. And I'm going to use a lot of assets from the campus DLC and also Parklife, which came out I think almost a year ago. It's been a while since the last episode, but if you follow me on Twitter, you know the reason. It's been a lot of stuff at school before Christmas, before the holiday season, when it comes to exams and stuff like that. And also during the holidays, I was visiting family and stuff like that. Didn't have much time. Didn't really want to make more episodes. So been a little of a break from Boulder Cove. But I'm looking forward to the new year. I'm looking forward to expanding this thing and maybe also finishing it at one point. Although I do actually kind of think that we'll be working on it this entire year and then some. So yeah, it's a long project, a very long project. You can also hear that the year is probably off to a great start by my voice. I'm very sick. Maybe you can't hear it. Maybe you can. I don't know. But I got a fever, and my voice is almost dying on me. So I'm gonna keep this rather quick and get back to bed, basically. So let's talk about what we're doing today. You can see me starting to build a college or university, I don't know, on screen. This episode was inspired by a comment left by one of you. If you don't know already, this series is very story driven, and you guys are creating some awesome stories about towns and people here in Boulder Cove, so we'll keep that one going. In episode 5, God of Hellfire gave me some story ideas in the comment section of that episode. He was also actually the one who suggested building a ore industry in episode 3, so if you haven't watched that one, you should definitely check that one out. But the comment he left was a suggestion to build a university built around a building called Bournesworth Hall. I think I pronounced that right. Which was quoting him right now, formerly a stately home of King Bournesworth III, and in the 19th century his dynasty was overthrown in a revolution, and the hall is now the student union building of the university. Also, he wrote something about a memorial was also built to commemorate the people who gave their lives in the revolution. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I really like the suggestion and the story that you provided. I'm gonna if I may, I'm gonna come with my own spin on it, because I do see Boulder Cove to be somewhere in the US or maybe Canada, and well, they didn't have, you know, this story will fit perfectly if it was like set in Europe or something, but you know, there were no kings in the US or Canada. But I'm gonna tell you my spin on it, and you can you can take it from there. So my take on it was that the Bournesworth College, you know, it's been here for a long time. It's very old and very prestigious, and it's a private college owned by the Bournesworth family. From its foundation in 1819, the school was just for white men, all up to the civil rights movements in the 1950s and 60s. And in 1963, a fight occurred where 3 young black men who was there to compete in a football tournament was beaten up and killed by other students and school security. This led to a massive public outcry and massive demonstrations against the school management that eventually led to the resignation of the management and ending the era of the Bournesworth family in charge of this prestigious college. The school is now owned by the student union with financial backing by several local businesses, and the Bournesworth Hall is now a museum for the civil rights movement in Boulder Cove, and is the home for the student union of Bournesworth. In front of the hall is also a statue to commemorate the 3 men who was killed in 1963. You can probably see me place that down already. And in front of the hall, there's a statue to commemorate the 3 men who was killed in 1963. So that was my part on it. You know, it was a little history lesson. Of course, this is just made up, but I would see this as a plausible thing. Of course, the civil rights movement was a big thing in the US at least, and I would probably guess it was a big thing in Boulder Cove, of course, because as I said, I sort of look at Boulder Cove as being in Northern America at least. So tell me what you think about the story. Is there something, of course, is something you'd like to add to that? Then please let me know. I'm of course very open, and I do love when you guys get involved in this series when it comes to suggestions on stuff to build, names, or just simple stories and history that you know, make this place more alive. And I said it many times, but whenever I play this game, I always tend to, you know, come up with my own stories just to make it feel a bit more unique and alive, and you get more like a personal feeling towards it, like more of a connection when you sort of view the small town that you made, that you view it as something that has, you know, history and value to it. So that's just what I think. But yeah, I do also love that you guys get involved, and so by all means continue in the comment section by coming up with suggestions on names or stuff to build, or stories, history behind stuff, because as I always say, this series is as much as yours as it is mine. I said it all the time now, and I think I'll continue saying it till this series actually ends. But once again, thank you to God of Hellfire, who came up with this suggestion. So every asset I'm using in today's episode are from the Campus DLC that came out in, I think, May of last year, except the first building that I placed down, which I believe is the City Hall asset, or maybe it's the Amsterdam Palace. They're very similar. It's pretty difficult to pick them apart from each other. But yeah, of course that building is also vanilla, so no custom assets here. It was actually God of Hellfire's suggestion to use that building as the Bournesworth hall. Yeah, the main building, you know, student union. You can also see me place down a aquatic center near the shorefront. I don't know if I placed it down already. I don't know. Maybe I placed it down fairly soon. But yeah, I placed it down by the shorefront, which is also a part of the campus DLC, that aquatic center. I'm imagining that this school has a very good program for students who participate in swimming competitions and stuff like that. So, you know, whenever there's a swimming tournament between universities and colleges in this area, students from Bournesworth always seems to win, I would assume. So the detailing I did around the aquatic center was by using, once again, parking lot roads, which I use all the time. And just some few trees as well around the area. Those I will place towards the end of the time-lapse. I don't know why, but apparently nobody's using the parking lots around that aquatic center. Everyone just seems to drive up towards the entrance and then just the car despawns or something. Which is really weird and kind of sad. Because it makes it look kind of dead. But yeah, it's really weird because no other building has that sort of issue. So I don't know why. But yeah, it looks a bit weird when the parking lot is completely empty. But once again, there's nothing I can do about that. So let's not try to get caught up in that tiny detail. So this campus does have a large footprint, where most of the space is just plains. There's like just a few percent which is just buildings. The rest is just open fields or forests. And I didn't really want to fill the entire area with campus buildings. So yeah, that's why I decided to keep the surrounding areas very plain with a bunch of trees and of course pathways going in different directions. Because you do see that a lot in real life when it comes to universities and colleges, that they usually have a very large park either in the center of the campus or nearby, or in this case a park surrounding the entire area. So the park is a nice place to maybe eat lunch or just hang out with your friends after class. The pathways are also great if you want to go maybe for a run, you just want to take a walk down by the shoreline and take some nice pictures. Now, I have been working on Boulder Cove a bit. I have a few episodes already lined up. The only thing missing is writing and recording the commentary of the time-lapse, recording the live gameplay, and then recording cinematic footage at the end. So actually me sitting down and playing the game, building stuff, that's the part that takes the least amount of time to finish, and it's the easiest and funniest thing to do. Because I'm just playing the game, and I don't really see that as a chore, like I sometimes feel like writing and recording commentary feels like. It's not that I dread making these commentaries, but it's definitely not as fun and enjoyable as building, of course, playing the game, and of course recording the live gameplay, for example. However, in the end, I do feel like it's worth it when I see that people are enjoying it and getting active and coming up with suggestions and stuff like that. So yeah, in the end, it's definitely worth it. I do of course hope that people are still active in these newer videos, even though it's been a few weeks since the last one. But I'm pretty sure we are going back to a normal schedule right now. It seems like we were going every single Friday, and hopefully this should be up Friday the 10th, January 10th. So yeah, hopefully, and that also means, hopefully, the next episode will be up the next Friday. But then again, that's not really a schedule that I have. It's sort of something that just occurred, and yeah, at least once a week is what I'm trying to achieve. Now the time lapse is coming towards an end. There won't be a live gameplay. As I said, I'm sick and I really don't feel like playing and recording. So yeah, it's just gonna be time lapse, and then cinematics at the end. So yeah, hopefully next time it will be back to live gameplay. But the last thing that we are building in this episode is a small harbor down towards the other side of the campus area. I don't really know if I should call it a harbor, but I'm just going with that for now. Putting down a parking lot and then some park assets, all vanilla of course. I believe there's a restaurant pier, a jet ski rental, and maybe also a fishing pier. I can't really remember right now. You do see actually a lot of cars driving down here and visit these places. Unfortunately, just like the aquatic center, they don't seem to enjoy the parking lots. They just rather try right towards the building that they want to visit, and then the car just despawn and magically spawns back again when they want to leave. But that's just a small issue that we once again can sweep under the rug and forget about it for now. Yeah, right? Yeah, sure. Now the time lapse is done for now. Now I don't know if you remember, but in episode 3 we made a quarry. Just joking, it was in episode 4. But yeah, in episode 4 we made a quarry, and I asked you to come up with a suggestion for a name, and also sort of a backstory, yeah, stories about the area, like sort of a history behind that place. And I never really got to it to, you know, reply and add that in the video, so I'm just gonna do it now. You can see also some cinematic shots of the area. The name of the village is Skarlowi. Once again, it is suggested by God of Hellfire. I feel like you should pay me by now. Free advertisement. But yeah, Skarlowi is what he came up with, and I'm just gonna read the comment right now, like about the history about Skarlowi. So let's go. Before the Industrial Revolution, Skarlowi was a tiny rural outpost with a few farms dotting the hillside. Iron ore was discovered there, and a small suburb was built just down the road from the main square to a house in here. Oh, can't really say that word. People who work there. Yeah, and also a museum dedicated to Skarlowi's mining heritage was opened in the year 2000. Yeah, thank you again for the awesome story. Oh yeah, I should also build a museum then. But yeah, that was never got a name for it, at least. Skarlowi. So thank you once again. And if you have any suggestions on what I should build and stuff like that, then, you know, please let me know in the comment section below this video, or contact me on Twitter, for example. Don't care, as long as you get to contact me. As I said earlier, I have a lot of videos already lined up. I think I have 3 already lined up, so most likely I won't be getting to building what you might suggest in the next one, but maybe I can like publish 2 or 3 episodes just a few days apart, so I can get some sort of momentum going and stuff like that, hopefully. But yeah, definitely come up with suggestions. I love to hear from you, and love the little community that we have going on. So that's it for this video. Here is some cinematics. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you consider liking this video, and if you're not subscribed, then you should probably also consider doing that. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.